All right, let's get right into it. What if you could take a simple, ordinary email list and transform it into a completely automated machine? A machine that works for you 24/7, serving your customers and, yeah, making money, even while you're asleep. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the universal email funnel. And trust me, it's way more than just a funnel, it's a whole business system in disguise. So, why are we so focused on email? I mean, it's old, right? Well, here's why. It is an absolute powerhouse. For every single dollar you put into email marketing, the average return is a jaw-dropping $40. That's not a typo. That's a 40x return on your investment. It might be the oldest digital channel out there, but you know what? It is still one of the most powerful by far. Okay, but hold on. If that 40x return is just sitting there, waiting to be grabbed, why isn't everybody getting it? Why isn't every single person with an email list just rolling in cash? Well, it's because there's a huge fundamental problem with how most people treat their email list. They see it as one big blob, a single audience, when it's absolutely not. And that leads us to the million-dollar question, right? How in the world do you sell to one list when everybody on it wants something totally different? Just imagine you teach calligraphy. On that one list, you've got serious students aiming to go pro, you've got professional graphic designers looking for a new skill, and you've got weekend hobbyists who just want to relax. A one-size-fits-all email, it's going to fall flat every time. So, what's the answer? It's this beautiful, surprisingly elegant strategy called the self-selecting funnel. And the magic of it is, instead of you guessing what people want, you build a simple system that lets your subscribers tell you exactly what they're interested in. So here's how it works, and it's actually pretty simple. 4 steps. 1. You start with your general email list, the one with everybody in it. 2. In your emails, you offer a few different links based on different interests. 3. Your subscribers click on the link that speaks to them. They literally self-select. And 4. Boom, your email system automatically sorts them into a specific, targeted group. No more guesswork, it's that easy. And here's the philosophy that makes this whole thing so incredibly powerful. You didn't force them. You offered a menu of choices, and they can click on whatever they want. Think about that. You're not pushing a sale. You're empowering them to choose their own adventure, which makes the entire experience feel helpful and natural, not salesy. Now, that single click from a subscriber, it does so much more than just sort them into a list. It kicks off something amazing, an automated service machine. This is the real engine of your business, the part that starts working for you around the clock, completely hands-off. The heart of this machine is something called email automation. And don't let the term scare you. All it is a sequence of emails that you write ahead of time, and they get sent out automatically to a specific group when they take a specific action. Like, you guessed it, clicking that link. Seriously, think of it like a perfect little robot that serves your customers exactly what they need every single time, even at 3 a.m. Let's make this real. For that calligraphy student who clicked the link about italic script, they don't get a sales pitch. Oh no, they get a 7-day value sequence. Day 1, they get an introduction to italic. Day 2, some core concepts. For the next few days, they get actual mini lessons. You're just giving, 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 building trust, showing your expertise. And only on day 7, after you've provided a ton of value, do you finally present an offer. That whole 7-day value sequence, it is the perfect illustration of a really profound shift in how we should think about marketing. It's about moving away from just trying to sell stuff and embracing this incredibly powerful idea: serve first, sell later. You know, this really highlights the difference between the old way of doing business and the new way. In the old physical economy, you had to sell the thing first just to cover your costs, and then you could serve the customer. But in the internet economy, that whole sequence gets flipped on its head. You serve first, you build credibility, you build trust, which is the new currency, by the way, and then, only then, do you sell. We can also look at this through a totally different lens: masculine versus feminine marketing energies. That old school, aggressive, loud, buy my stuff sales pitch, that's the yang energy. But modern marketing, it needs balance. The yin energy is all about serving, nurturing, and building relationships, and you really need both to succeed today. And here is another super important distinction. Just randomly posting information, a blog post here, a video there, that is not the same as providing a service. Information is often disconnected. A service, like that 7-day email sequence, is structured.
It's sequenced. It's designed to actually solve a problem for someone over time. And that's where the real value is created. So, what do you get when you combine this self-selecting funnel, the automated service machine, and that serve first philosophy? Well, you start to realize that marketing isn't about being the loudest person in the room. It's about making thoughtful, strategic moves. It's much more like a game of chess.
And this all leads to a pretty radical conclusion. Purchase is not a choice. Now, wait a minute, what does that mean? It sounds a little crazy, right? But what it means is this. If you have served first, if you have built that unbreakable trust, and if you've made every strategic move correctly, buying your product becomes the most logical, natural, obvious next step for that person. You're not selling to them. They're simply completing a journey that you've guided them on.
And this chess game is even smart enough to handle price objections. Let's say a customer doesn't buy your course at the full price of $97. The automation can automatically follow up a day later with a limited time downsell offer, maybe for $47. And if they still hesitate, the system can send one final offer, maybe at $27. This whole process captures revenue you would have completely lost, and it all happens automatically.
So really, that brings us to the key takeaway, the one big thing to remember. This entire system just flips the script. It changes the question from what can I sell to how can I serve? So I'll just leave you with this one question to really think about for your own business. What service can you offer your audience before you ever ask for a single dollar?